What's going on, everybody? Eric Barassa here, and today I want to show you how to play Last Train Home by John Mayer. We are going to cover two different ways to play the chords, and then we're going to cover almost every lead guitar lick that is played throughout the song. Now, the only part I'm not going to cover is there's these little like palm muted things that you hear. It's just a few notes here and there. So a couple of those texture things we are not going to cover. But let's dive right in with the chords. Okay, here is the opening chord progression. Or you can play it like this. It looks like he might be playing these inversions in the video, and the keyboard player might be playing the higher inversions. But you can try both ways. If you're playing guitar and you don't have a keyboard player, I would play it the way I just played it. But you can also try this. Same chords, different triad inversions. Okay, so what's happening here is we are playing triad inversions of A, B, and E chords. Okay, so what's happening is these are triad inversions, all right? So there's three different ways to play an A chord across strings 4, 3, and 2. So first we need to know the notes of an A chord, which are A, C sharp, and E. Okay, so we take the A chord with just those three notes, and it's E, A, C sharp. Well, now we could move it up here and play A, C sharp, E. Or we could move it up here and play C sharp, E, A. Okay, and for more in-depth teaching on that, you can check out my Guitarist Survival Guide, which is available at unlimitedguitar.com. I cover triad inversions in depth, and there's a great assignment there, as well as my course on chord tone soloing. In chord tone soloing, we cover how to find chord tones all up and down the fretboard. But the overall harmony here is an A chord, okay? And so it sounds to me like he's playing this one. And then we want to find the E chord that's closest to that. So the E triad inversion that's closest to it is going to be this one at the 9th fret, okay? So we're just going to bar that index finger across the 9th fret on strings 4, 3, and 2. You got to bend your finger kind of the wrong way in order to make this happen. With the thumb, for most people with average-sized digits like me, keep that thumb about halfway down on the back of the fretboard, okay? So we've got... And then down to a B chord at 7, 8, and 9. And then back to that E chord, but we don't really want to change positions again. So we're just going to flatten the ring finger and bend it backwards like a banana before resolving to the A. This A. Okay, so really what we have is A, E, B, E, A. Now, if you were to play this with like regular chords or bar chords, it would actually be quite a bit harder. So that would go like this. A, E, B, E, A. Okay, you could do that, but it also just sounds cooler like this. But you can play with the inversions, and we could start, instead of that inversion of an A, we can start with this inversion of an A. Right? A, E, B, E, A. Okay, so that's a different way you can play the exact same chords. So let's get into the bridge of this song. There's really only two rhythm parts. You've got your intro, which is also like your verse and your chorus and your outro, and then you have your bridge. So the bridge also starts on an A, but it's going to start at the 5th position A chord, triad inversion. We're going to go to a B chord. And now we have a new chord, C sharp minor. Now, the way I'm going to play it is 6, 6, 5, like this. And I just leave that bar in place, even though I don't need it after that. then just add these fingers there. But you could also finger it like this. That would work. Okay, and then we go up to B, and then E, and then a higher version of E, and then keep that same shape all the way down to A. Okay, so again, we've got and those chords are A, B, C sharp minor, B, E, E, A. Okay, the second half of the bridge is going to go like this. A, hold, C sharp minor, hold, F sharp minor, A, B. Okay, so here's the whole second half of the bridge. Wait a second. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're back to our main part. And that's it for the rhythm. For the lead to this song, he's using the neck pickup on his PRS. Okay, so you want to use a single coil with fairly low output, kind of a vintage style. So I'm using my Music Man Cutlass RS, which has mostly silent. Oh, there we go. Mostly silent pickups. You can hear when I've got the volume cranked. You don't quite hear that 60 cycle hum. It's not completely quiet, but it's pretty good. We are going to be using a mixture of E minor and E major pentatonic. Pretty cool how John Mayer mixes these up. And what I really like about this is that none of the parts are very complex, but it reminds me of like late 80s, early 90s Eric Clapton. It even sounds like he's got that same kind of tone. And I think there's some kind of an effect. Let me know in the comments below if you know what that effect is. I mean, I know there's like distortion, there's gain, there's drive, but there's something else, like some chorus or a light flange or phaser or something like that. It's very subtle. But it's really effective, I think, and it really reminds me of that era of Eric Clapton. So nothing here is very complicated, but the way John Mayer plays it is his choices of notes and timing is really cool, and it really sounds great. All right, the intro of the song starts with a fade-in, like so. You're going to pre-bend the 11th fret on the 3rd string. And then slowly release it and then pull off to the 9th fret on the 3rd string. And then we've got... And then a staccato. Make sure that first bend at the 11th fret on the 3rd string is staccato. And let's have a soft touch with this. We don't want to be attacking those strings like I tend to do. So let me try it one more time. So especially there at the end, really a soft touch. And we're just in E major pentatonic or C sharp minor pentatonic. Okay, so then there's a little lead in the first chorus, which is just really the same thing as the last lick we played from the intro solo. That's it. And we've got a little slide and a couple of pull-offs. All right, so the second verse lead goes like this. There's a lot of rests. You really got to get the timing right here. You could just play the 9th fret on the 2nd string, but it sounds to me almost like he's holding a bend in place. Okay, and then it does it again, but this guitar's in the background. And then we have the main lead guitar go. So we're going to hit the E at the 12th fret on the 1st string, and then slide into the 14th fret C sharp on the 2nd string with a little bit of vibrato, before ending back on that E. Kind of like that. Okay, and then we do the dut, 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 dut again, while the other guitar goes. We're just in box 1 of that C sharp minor pentatonic scale, you can think of it as. Okay, then in the second bridge, in between the first and the second half of that second bridge, we have this one little lead lick that just goes. So you're just going to hit the 9th fret G sharp on the second string. You're going to start with a pre-bend. So you need to know exactly how far to bend that 9th fret up a half step before hitting it. And then you're going to release, bend, release again. And then hit the 9th fret on the 3rd string twice. Okay, and then the outro solo is going to start in E minor pentatonic in the 12th fret, box 1 like this. Okay, so the timing of that is fairly simple. Make sure you're getting vibrato on top of your bend. And if you're not quite sure how to correctly implement that technique, again, check out unlimitedguitar.com. And you can check out, I'll put it in the description below, a link to my free 7 lead guitar techniques course. So you can learn about combining bends with vibrato and how to correctly do that, because a lot of guitar players do not use the correct technique for the vibrato, and as a result, the sound of it really suffers, and they think they're doing it right and can't quite figure out what's going wrong. So check out my free lead guitar course at unlimitedguitar.com if you need extra help on that. The timing here is pretty simple, but you're going to kind of whip that last little part, right? So we've got, you're going to hold that bend at 14 on the 3rd string, and then once you start to pull down, you're going to get out of there as quick as you can, release the bend, pull off to 12, and resolve to the 14th fret on the 4th string. Okay, and then the next lick there is going to go like this. Fairly straightforward. And then, okay, so all together from the beginning of that last solo, we've got this. And then we've got this little half step bend at the 14th fret on the 1st string. Real quick, and then rest. Kill it. And then big 15th fret bend. I'm using my pinky right now because my ring finger is torn to shreds. So this is really cool because now we're transitioning from E minor pentatonic into E major pentatonic, right? After that 15th fret bend on the 1st string. Now we're going to back up 1 fret, and we're going to do the 14th fret, bend it, and then hit it again without the bend, and then go to the 14th fret on the 2nd string, back to the 12th fret on the 1st string. And then it sounds like he's definitely hitting a lower A and then a lower E after that. Figuring out which one he's hitting is kind of tricky, but I went ahead and put in a slide to the 10th fret A on the 2nd string, and then resolving to the 9th fret E on the 3rd string, sliding up. So it sounds kind of cool if you go. Something kind of like that. And then we've got this little lick. Just work on getting that rhythm, and then be sure and cut off that bend right after it happens. And then we've got this cool little walk down. There's a couple different ways you could play that, but to me, it kind of makes sense being in this thinking C sharp minor pentatonic box 1 and box 2. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. Then we've got pretty straightforward lick. This is just like what we did when we were in E minor pentatonic, when we were here, but now we're here. So nothing has changed. The chords are all the same, but he's just mixing that major and minor pentatonic, which creates a really nice sound. Okay, and then we're going to do it again. We've got that little walk up, and then we're going to do it again. And then big bend. Now, notice I put that 9th fret on the 1st string in parentheses like a ghost note because he doesn't hit it very audibly. It's pretty quiet. I still don't even know what a ghost note is, but I assume it means quieter, like a ghost. All right, so we've got... kind of like that. I didn't play that 9 very quiet, but that's the idea. And then we sort of do that again. Okay, and then we've got this cool little lick. That's probably my favorite lick in the whole song, mostly because of its simplicity and the rhythm. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. One of the cool things about all these licks is they're very singable. You can sing them, and I think that's one of the reasons why they're so effective. And then we've got this little lick. And then a few more. A little bit more wanking after that as it fades out. But that's really pretty much it for the licks. You can email me, eric@fortworthmusicacademy.com, if you want the PDF for this, and I will send that to you so that you can have it in front of you as you're listening to the song and you can follow along. I didn't tab out the timing of all those lead licks perfectly. I just kind of ran out of time. But as you're listening to the song, you'll be like, oh, okay, here's a lick, then there's a pause, here's the next lick, pause, and the frets and the notes that are being played should be mostly correct. But definitely correct me if I'm wrong on any of these. So cool. All right. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Be sure and like and subscribe, and definitely let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I had a lot of fun learning this tune. Some of you may be wondering, Eric, why are you doing a John Mayer video? You're kind of all over the place. Well, am I? I guess I kind of am, but there's one consistent theme with my channel, and that is guitar, all things guitar. And as my great Aunt Lorraine always says, you don't have to have a pink guitar to have fun. It just has to be an Easter color.